to talk about what happened yesterday at the Capitol building, along with what Democrats are saying now and all the other stuff that's happening. Basically, Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol building. Nobody, I mean, nobody thought that this would ever happen, especially from Trump supporters. Trump supporters don't typically do this. They typically march around and sing songs and stuff like that. They have never, in my wildest dreams, ever did anything like what happened yesterday. It was unspeakable. It was unbelievable. It was, you know, it was awful. I mean, plain and simple. This is someone who does support President Trump and the Republicans. It was just awful what happened yesterday, and I think it was, if anything, I think it was more damaging to us. At the same time, I'm not surprised it really happened. I'm surprised it happened as quickly as it did, but I'm not surprised that it has happened in general because of the chaos, the rhetoric, that stuff that's been happening in this country for a very long time. This was just a matter of time before it would happen. And it happened a lot sooner than I thought. I thought we wouldn't see anything like this until at least 2024, but we're here. We're in the nightmare scenario. This is the worst. This is the worst of the worst. This is probably the opening start of the Civil War. I think when we look back in history in like 30, 40, 50, 100 years from now, they will say it was this moment that started the Civil War and the path to the chaos and the stuff that's going to take place. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Trump supporters have basically stormed the Capitol building, forcing senators who were doing the Electoral College vote count to actually leave and be forced to wear gas masks as they were leaving the Capitol building. And yet, I was watching the news since 1 o'clock since it was happening, and I'm just surprised that any of this was even taking place. I mean, I felt like I was in some type of other dimension or something because it just didn't feel real. Like this is something you'll see Black Lives Matters and Antifa and stuff like that doing, not Trump supporters, and it really shows how divided of a country we really are, and that the path that we're on isn't good. I don't think there's a turn back, mainly because Democrats are now talking about banning Republicans from going into the House and the Senate now. They're literally talking about that. One of the Democrat senators are talking about literally making a bill to ban Republicans, airline the people who give you peanuts on the airline stuff. They're talking about not going on strike unless all Trump supporters are banned from ever flying airplanes again. That's a natural thing. They're talking about invoking the 25th Amendment to remove Trump, which I think would cause way more trouble and is unnecessary because he only has 13 days left in office. These things are just going nuts. And now that the Democrats have the Senate, the House, and the presidency, things are going to get crazier. Things are going to get extreme. And like I said, I think we're in it. I think we're in the nightmare scenario. I think that once Joe Biden reaches office, that's it. We're going to be under martial law, mainly due to the COVID restrictions, but also because to stop the protests, the riots from Black Lives Matter, stuff like that, and to oppress Trump supporters. I think that there's going to be a lot of chaos happening. I think there's going to be a lot of more violence that we're going to see from both sides. I don't think it's just going to be from one side anymore. I think this was the start of something way worse. I think that you're going to start seeing Trump supporters start showing up to protest and doing what Black Lives Matter do. They're going to start rioting, burning towns. As far as the establishment goes, I think this is the end of the establishment. I believe that this is the end of Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell. These people are just off for a lot of the reason why this stuff happened. They need to be removed from office altogether. We got issues in this country, and I don't think there's a way back anymore. I think yesterday proved that we're just too far away from that. We're just too divided. We're basically living in two separate nations, the left and the right. And no matter what your opinion is on these things, there's no way back from this. There really isn't. This right here is a turning point, and this turning point is going to decide our future. Now, we could take these lessons that we learned from yesterday and uh, try to see that, try to see where we can go and what we can fix. But if if the Democrats keep on with their rhetoric and keep on saying that Trump supporters need to be arrested, Trump supporters need to be that, you must give up your ideologies, you must give up your religion, you must give up all of these things, we're never going to be making peace, and it's always going to end in violence. And that's where we're headed now. We're headed towards a violent future. And we got to come together. We got to be able to live under the constitutions. But the left and the Democrats don't want to live under the Constitution. They don't. This is why yesterday happened. And it will continue to happen if they keep trying to ignore the U.S. Constitution and ignore free speech. I can tell you, things are going to get spicier, especially under the COVID lockdowns that Joe Biden wants to impose. It'd probably be a better idea just to get rid of the lockdowns altogether, because as long as those lockdowns are in place, people are going to get more violent. These lockdowns aren't helping. They're going to cause the rhetoric to get higher, because all people can do now is sit at home, get on their Facebooks, YouTube, see what's happening in the other side, and get mad.